Namaskara everyone, I am Saurabh Kumar Singh and my USN is 1VE22CS141. Today I am going to talk about branching statements in Python. So let's begin. So what are the objectives to make this video? In my views, there are two objectives. The first one is to understand the control statements and the second one is at the end of the video, one should be able to write simple programs related to this topic. Okay, what is control statement? In any programming language, a program may execute sequentially, selectively or iteratively. What it means? Sequentially means if we run a program in normal conditions, then the program will execute from top to the bottom, which is known as sequential manner. And the second one is selectively. In some program, there is the branching statement, which consists of some condition. Then the program will execute according to that condition. This is known as selective manner. And the third one is iteratively, means that the program will execute in a loop. We will see all these things later in this video. For now, every programming language provides construct to support sequence, selection and iteration. In Python, all these constructs are categorized in two groups. So the first one is conditional control construct and the second one is unconditional control construct. In conditional control construct, there are two parts. The first one is selection and the second one is iteration. In unconditional control construct, there are many statements like pass, break, continue, exit and quit. Pythons have following types of control statement. The first one is selection statement, which is also known as branching statement, which we are going to study in this video. The second one is iteration statement, which is also known as looping statement. The third one is jumping statement, which consists of break and continue statement. The selection statement is further divided into the four parts. The first one is if statement, the second one is if else statement, the third one is ladder if else statement, which is also known as if else statement. The fourth one is nested if statement. So now move towards our first part, which is if statement. This construct of Python program consists of one if condition with one block of statement. When condition becomes true, then execute the block given below it. The syntax of if condition look like this. There is the if statement, after which there is the condition in the parenthesis. After that there is a sign which is called ratio sign, and under this statement there are some codes. If this condition becomes true, then the code will be executed. Let's understand it with our daily life example. If our parents assign work to us, then they said that if we will able to do that work, we will get some reward from them. And if we are able to do that work, then we will get some reward which is promised by our parents. In similar manner, the if statement works. Now get little bit more clear with the flow chart of the if statement. The program starts executing from here and comes to the expression. If the expression becomes true, then the statement under the expression start executing. And once all the execution happen, then the programs end. But if the expression becomes false, then the program stops automatically. Now understand it with a programming example. Here age is a variable in which the user is asked to enter the age, which is the integer data type, and there is a if statement which consists of a condition in which age is greater than or equal to 18. And if the condition will be true, then we have to execute this statement, which is you are eligible for vote. And there is another if statement which consists of one more condition, age is less than 0, then we have to print you entered negative number. Let's execute this program in a VS Code and see the output, what the output we will get. Now I have copied the code from there and going to paste here. Now this was the code in which user is asked to enter the age, and there is the two if statements. In first one there is a condition that age should be greater than or equal to 18, then we have to print you are eligible for vote. And in second if statement there is a condition that age should be less than 0, then we have to print you entered negative number. Now let's see what will be the output by executing this program. Okay, here we have to enter the age. For the first if statement, I am going to enter the age 27. Here we have got the output that you are eligible for vote. Means that this code check the condition that we have entered the age 27. Then the execution come here and it check that age is greater than 18. 27 is greater than 18. So you have to print here you are eligible for vote. For the second if statement, I am going to execute this program. In this, we have to also enter the age. Now I am going to enter -5. Yeah, here once again it checks the condition and it is satisfied that -5 is less than 0. So it has printed the output you entered negative number. So the second statement is if-else statement. This construct of Python program consists of one if condition with two blocks. When condition becomes true, then execute the block given below it. If condition evaluates result as false, it will execute the block given below else. The syntax of if-else statement is like this. There will be the if statement with some condition in the parenthesis. After that there will be the sign of ratio, and there will be the certain blocks of code under the if statement. When the code will be executed, if the condition of if statement will be true. If the condition of if statement will be false, the execution come here at the else, and the blocks of code under the else statement will be executed. Let us understand with our daily life example. As we know that if we will study good, then we will get good marks in the exam, and if we will not study, then what we will get we all know. Okay, like this only this if-else statement works. Let's understand little bit more clear with the flowchart of the if-else statement. The execution of program start from here and come to the expression. If the expression become true, then the statement under the if branch execute and the program's over. But if the expression becomes false, then the statement in else branch execute and the program's over. The example of if-else statement is there is a variable age in which it is asked to enter the age from the user, and there is a if statement with the condition age is greater than or equal to 18. Then we have to print you are eligible for vote. Else you have to print you are not eligible for vote if this condition becomes false. Okay, now execute this code in VS Code and see what the output we will get. Now I have copied the code from the example and I am going to paste it here on the VS Code. Now I have pasted it. The first line is age is equal to int input enter age. Here int is denoting that it is of integer data type. Input is a function which denoting that user have to enter the age. Okay, because here it is mentioned that enter age. After that there is a if statement in which there is a condition age is greater than or equal to 18. Then we have to print you are eligible for vote, else we have to print you are not eligible for vote. Now let's execute this code and see what the output we will get. So I am going to enter here 25. Now the output is you are eligible for vote. Means that the age comes here and check the condition that 25 is greater than or equal to 18 or not. Yes, we know that 25 is greater than 18, so we have to print here you are eligible for vote. So we got the output this one. The third statement is ladder if else statement. This construct of Python program consists of more than one if condition. When first condition evaluates result as true, then execute the block given below it. If condition evaluates result as false, it transfers the control at else part to test another condition. So it is multi-decision making construct in Python program. The syntax of ladder if-else statements look like this, like a ladder. That's why it is known as ladder if-else statement. There are many if statements. Statement consists of the condition. If the first condition becomes true, then the blocks of code under that statements executed. If it becomes wrong, then the execution comes to the next statement, and here again the execution check the condition and it becomes true, then the block of this code are executed. Like this ladder if else statement works. We can take an example from our daily life. Sometimes we went to the market to buy vegetables. Then we asked our parents what we have to bought. Okay, they told us to bought certain vegetables like potato, onion, brinjal. Then we ask, in case if you will not get brinjal, then what we have to take? Then they told name of the another vegetables. Like this only ladder if else statement works. Now understand it by the flowchart. The flowchart of ladder if else statement is like this. The execution of the program starts from here and come to the condition number 1. If this condition becomes true, then the statement under this condition executed. If it becomes false, then the program comes to condition number 2. Okay. If this becomes false, then the execution comes to condition number 2. And if it becomes true, then the statement under this condition executed. And if also becomes false, then the execution comes to the condition number 3. And if it becomes true, and then the statement under this condition executed. If it also becomes false, then there is the else statement at the last. If this condition also becomes false, then the execution come here and the statement under this executed. And like this program's over. Now let us understand it with the programming example. There is a num variable in which user is asked to enter the number, and there is the first statement, if statement, where the condition is number is greater than 0. If the number is greater than 0, then we have to print you entered positive number. If this condition becomes false, then the execution comes to the elif statement, where the condition is number is less than 0. Then we have to print you entered negative number. If this statement also become false, then the execution comes to the else statement, where the program will automatically print you entered 0. Now let us check this example in the VS Code, what the output we will get. Now I have copied that code from the example and I am going to paste it here. So this was the code in which there is a num variable of integer type in which it is asked the user to enter a number, and after that there is a if statement with the condition num is greater than or equal to 0. If this condition will be true, then we have to print you entered a positive number. If this condition becomes false, then the execution will come to elif statement, and the condition of elif statement is num is less than 0. Then we have to print you entered negative number. If this statement also becomes false, then the execution comes to else statement and it will print you entered 0. Now let's see what the output we will get after executing this code. So we have to enter a number. Okay, I am enter 90. So the output we have got it you entered positive number, means that the first if statement becomes true, that the number is greater than or equal to 0. Yeah, we all know that 90 is great, so the output is you entered positive number. Once again we will execute this code, and this time we will enter -5. This time we have got the output you entered a negative number, means that this condition goes to if statement that -5 is greater than or equal to 0, but it becomes false here. That's why it goes to the second statement, elif statement, where the condition is num is less than 0. So -5 is less than 0. That's why it execute this statement you entered negative number. The fourth statement is nested if statement. It is the construct where one if condition take part inside of other if condition. This construct consists of more than one if condition. Block execute when condition becomes false, and next condition evaluates when first condition becomes true. So it is also multi-decision making construct. The syntax of this nested if statement is like this. There will be the if statement, and under this if statement there will be one more if statement, and under that there will be some blocks of code, and there will be the else statement, and finally there will be one more else statement for this if statement. We can take the example from our daily life, if we will appear in the entrance examination, then we will get admission in the good institutes. Okay, but between this there is more conditions, like if we will get good marks, then only we will get admission to that college. Okay, this is work like a nested if statement, that if we will appear in the exam, then there is one more condition, then we have to get good marks, then we will get admission to that institute. Like this nested if statement works. Let's understand it with flowchart. The execution of program starts from here and come to the condition number 1. If the condition number 1 becomes true, then it goes to the condition number 2, which is under that condition number 1. Okay, if this condition number 2 becomes true, then the statement under this condition executed. If this becomes false, then the statement the second statement of this condition executed. And if this condition, the first one condition, when a condition becomes false, then the statement number 3 under this condition executed and come to the final statement, and the programs go to the next statement or ended here. We can understand it with the programming example, like there is a num variable in which we have to take input from the user number. Then there will be a if statement consisting of a condition num is less than or equal to 0, and there will be one more if statement under that if statement num is less than 0. Then we have to print you entered negative number, else you entered 0, and there will be one more final else statement for this one, which if this condition will become false, then it will print you entered positive number. Now check this program in VS Code, what the output we will get. Now I have copied the code from the example and I am going to paste it here. So this was the code in which there is a num variable of integer type, in which it is asked the user to enter a number. Then after there is a if statement with the condition num is less than or equal to 0. And under this if statement there is one more if statement, which is called nested if statement with the condition num is less than 0. If this statement will become true, then we have to print you entered negative number, else you entered 0. And if the number will be greater than 0, then the program will be automatically come to the else statement from the main if statement, and it will print you entered positive number. Now let's check what the output we will get by putting the number. Now here we have to enter a number. So first I am entered 9. So the output is you entered positive number, means that the number goes to here and it checks the condition 9 is less than or equal to 0. No, it is false. That's why that execution comes to else statement and it print you entered positive number. Now once again we execute this code for another number. Now this time I am enter -8. Yeah, this time we got the output you entered negative number, means that this -8 goes to here. Num is less than 0. Yeah, -8 is less than 0. That's why it comes to the nested if statement, and here it checks num is less than 0. Yeah, -8 is less than 0. That's why it's print you entered negative number. So that's all about the branching statements in the Python. Hopefully you have got the idea how you have to write the branching statements in the Python by different syntaxes examples. And at the end I want to say that if you like the video, then please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thanks.